Welcome back, everybody. My name is Token D Rock here with another stream. Hopefully, all of you are having a wonderful day. It is Tuesday, October 18th, 9:50 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching us live, overall crypto market cap sitting at $924 billion. Bitcoin dominance 40.3%. ETH dominance 17.4%. Bitcoin has fallen just a little bit here in the past few hours, topping out, I believe, right around 19,600, 1960, sorry, 19,650. ETH at 1313, BNB at 272, Cardano at 36 cents, Solana at 30 bucks, Matic just barely below 85 cents overall. Crypto isn't too far from where it was. I did get into a discussion about the altcoins yesterday. I have actually changed my thesis just a little bit. I pivoted um, because the more I looked at Bitcoin, you guys, the more bearish I am for altcoins. Um, Algorand may be one of the only altcoins that I may dollar cost average until some of these numbers are a bit higher, down from their all-time high. Like Matic, like if we're being 100%, you guys, Matic can still drop another like 30-40% at least from here. So I'm probably not going to be buying Matic. Polkadot, Cardano, they're almost down 90%, but they still can fall. And thing with these altcoins, you guys, is they can fall up to like 95%. So even Algorand can see some volatility, can probably go as low as like 22 to 25 cents or something like that, for being 100% honest. But yeah, for the time being, I think I'm just gonna DC into Bitcoin, maybe some Algorand. Um, but until we see these numbers get closer to 90, it probably 90 to 95, I probably won't be DCAing too much in the altcoins. Just because you want to have cash on hand when the bear market really hits. If Bitcoin reaches a low like 15K, I believe the altcoins are gonna bleed 30 to 50%. I don't know, not financial advice, but that's just the way I'm looking at things at this current point in time. Uh, Dow Jones is sitting at 30,635. It's up roughly 1.5%. Bitcoin, we can see again, the hour or so, it has dumped a bit. We were sitting just at 19,700, just below that. And now we are sitting at 19.4. Again, looking at the bigger picture, we are kind of more or less forming a lower high in the big grand scheme of things. Compared to back here just a few days ago, like last Friday, can see this could just potentially be another low. And maybe we dump down here. We rally maybe a little bit to like 19.5, come back down. I don't know. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know. France finance minister over on Twitter says we want France to be the European hub of the crypto asset ecosystem. Would be interesting to see that happen. Will it happen? Time will tell. Banks need your money. Your money doesn't need a bank. Hashtag Bitcoin. 52% of Ethereum blocks post merge have been compliant with OFAC censorship. Why is this a big deal? If we read into what this is exactly, this means if the censoring validators would now stop attesting the non-censoring blocks, they would eventually form the canonical 100% censoring chain. The implications of this, you guys, is not that great, and that's the thing that a lot of people are kind of missing with crypto and the big grand scheme of things. It's not as decentralized as everyone is telling you. Like, everyone's telling you Ethereum super decentralized, Cardano super centralized. It's all a load of horse shit, to be honest. Like Bitcoin's really the one of the most decentralized, the closest thing we have to decentralization for monetary system. Don't buy into the hype behind ETH and Cardano. I'm not saying just buy Bitcoin. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I just think long term, people will realize the pitfall behind ETH, and they will realize just how centralized it is, just like Binance Smart Chain, just like Cardano, just like Avalanche. It's all centralized, so don't fall for that BS that it's decentralized. It's not. Just in, MasterCard will help banks offer Bitcoin and crypto trading. It's coming from CNBC. Just in, Ripple begins testing Ethereum smart contract compatibility with its XRP Ledger sidechain. I'm sorry, but XRP is going to be like some form of CBDC. Just putting that out there. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be the coin of choice by the banks, the big banks. ETH will probably be the big cryptocurrency for the big companies, corporations, and such. So again, don't buy into the narrative that it's decentralized because it's not. Bloomberg Economics projects 100% chance of a U.S. recession over the next 12 months. Yeah, I'd say more like 100% chance in the next 3 to 6 months. You better believe following the midterms, we just saw right now, Joe Biden literally went to OPEC and basically told them, can you delay the rate hikes or the price hikes in oil just for after midterms? And they basically gave him the middle finger. So we're already seeing the high gas prices. Um, you know, the ugh, we're already seeing the high gas prices because his plea to Saudi Arabia fell through, and you better believe gas prices are probably going to go higher going into the winter and into the spring because I doubt tensions are just going to cool overnight over in Ukraine, and then we have the situation with Taiwan and etc. China uh, positioning themselves to take on Taiwan. They just announced they took on Hong Kong, and that ordeal is over. But back to the news. Sorry, ranting. U.S. Treasury intends to create a new position of chief sanctions economist, coming from Financial Times. It's coming from the UK. We will see cabinet resignations begin within the next 48 hours. Mail on Sunday reporter tweets. Bank of England says a Financial Times report of possible delay to start a quantitative tightening bond selling program is inaccurate. Is it? I don't know. You never know what to really believe when it comes to the big banks, it's big corporations. You guys, they say one thing but do another. We had Janet Yellen, U.S. Secretary of Treasury, just last year saying inflation is transitory, and now she's like, "How could I have been so wrong?" Blah blah blah. It's ridiculous. Either they're acting stupid or they know what's actually happening, but they don't want to say it out loud. Nearly 2 million workers set to strike or be balloted for industrial action in winter of discontent with teachers, nurses, and junior doctors all threatening walkouts and fight for pay rises. I don't blame them. A lot of these people are just barely making ends meet if not putting a lot of things on their credit cards, considering how expensive food, how expensive gas, how expensive everything has gotten in the past year or two, you guys. It's crazy, especially since this thing with Ukraine and Russia. It's absolute madness. The United States and the United Kingdom have agreed to strengthen their cooperation on Russian sanctions. Oh, great. More sanctions that aren't going to hurt the Russian oligarch. It's going to affect you and me, but whatever, who gives a fuck about you and me? It's all about what the corporations that they benefit, the people in power, etc. Just in 1.5 trillion asset manager Credit Suisse CEO to step down in the coming weeks. Former Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson claimed that Russian officials approached Chinese in the summer of '08, suggesting that both countries saw large amounts of debt issued by U.S. government-sponsored enterprises, or GSEs, such as Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And as we can see, in June 2008, Russia and China's holdings They sold off, and they're dumping the dollar. Here we have China state banks have stepped up in the sales of U.S. dollars to defend a weakening yuan. Welcome to a bifurcated world. Pardon me. China is to delay major economic data release scheduled in October. Why is this? Because they're scared about what it's going to say to the rest of the world. And you better believe if the US is going to slip into recession, the rest of the world is going to. If China slips into a major collapse of sorts between Evergrande and, you know, economic output, it's just not good, you guys. The picture's not looking good. China has stopped sales of LNG to Europe to make sure its households have enough gas for the winter. Again, cutting off gas, more energy, more gas to Europe, the continent that needs it most at this current point in time, heading into the winter, they're going to be totally effed. It's pretty crazy. And, a lot of people are standing up across the globe. People in France, Italy, Belgium, Germany, and many other countries. Mass protests are happening across Europe against high food and energy prices and sanctions on Russia that are crippling European economies, these included. Yet the media continues to turn a blind eye to this. Why is that? Because they're funded by the war machine. The Germans have clear ideas. They don't want to starve and freeze for Zelensky and Ursula von der Leyen. Chemnitz now. Again, a lot of people against the war, but the people keep waging war. It's ridiculous. And you know what? This is our VP's what she had to say about gas prices. Gas prices are high due to gas prices not being low as before. To get back to lower prices, we have to acknowledge gas is much higher. Gas is high, which is the opposite of low. How could you say something so profound? Jesus Christ. We went from no NAZIS in Ukraine, but Zelensky is Jewish, to there aren't that many NAZIS. I can't say the word because YouTube will censor me, probably downvote my video. You all have, and now they're saying you all have NAZIS too when you critique them. It's crazy. And again, that's not to say that there's a lot of NAZIS over in Ukraine, but there are factions of the military that consist of them. So we have to make note of that. We have to cover that. That the U.S. is invading Haiti, but I see no Haitian flags, protests planned, or housing offered from Western liberals. Yeah, the hypocrisy is absolute madness. It's crazy. Peter Sweden says he was at a hotel and turned on the TV for the first time in many years. The propaganda was insane. It's just brainwashing at this point. Never noticed before how bad it was until I stopped watching it. Throw out your TV. Yeah, no, it's crazy that when you turn on the TV and you watch, whether it's CNBC, Fox News, or even just regular cable TV, like the propaganda, I don't know if it's always been like this, but it's so in your face. It's like it couldn't be more blatant. It's pretty crazy. Maxime Bernier says if the vaccine was only meant to prevent getting very sick and dying, not prevent transmission, as the COVIDists now claim, then what was the point of excluding the unvaxxed from public places? It was to create segregation, it was to create further divide in society. That's what it was for. And guess what, you guys? Just in, U.S. researchers at Boston University have developed a new lethal COVID mutant strain in a laboratory. Wow. Where have we? It's like we haven't learned from our mistakes. Echoing the type of experiments many have feared since the start of the pandemic. And supposedly, this new, more lethal COVID strain that was developed in the lab at Boston University by the researchers there has an 80% kill rate in a non peer reviewed paper. What could possibly go wrong, you guys? It's like, again, science really, really likes to fuck around so they can find out the hard way. It's ridiculous. This guy, the French general, says people who resisted COVID jabs are superheroes and they embody the best of humanity. He said, even if I were fully vaccinated, I would admire the unvaccinated for standing up to the greatest pressure I've ever seen, including from spouses, parents, children, friends, colleagues, and doctors. Yeah, society as a whole was coercing people to take a medical procedure that they weren't entirely comfortable taking. People lost jobs, people lost friends, family members to this division that was sowed by big pharma, the big government. It's crazy. Here we have Pfizer, BioNTech, COVID-19 RNA vaccine induces phosphatidylserine autoantibodies. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. And digital necrosis in a patient with pre-existing autoimmunity, fingertip necrosis that began 3 days after receiving the first dose. Pretty crazy. And you know what? CNBC, Fox News, CNN, they all won't cover this because again, big pharma funds them largely, and it would hurt their sales. It would hurt their bottom line. You can't have that happening. So that about does it for today, you guys. I think Bitcoin will um, go lower in the next month or two. So as of right now, I'm not going to be buying very much of anything. Maybe some Bitcoin, maybe some algo, maybe some ETH. I'm still like I still want ETH to be under $1,000 before I buy it again. But maybe maybe I'll never get that opportunity. But time will tell. What do you guys think? The market's going to go down a bit lower. I think with Fed rate hike coming out probably November 2nd, I believe. I do think that will tank the market quite a bit because they're probably going to do 75 basis points. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And until tomorrow, take care and invest wisely.